We're live.
I don't know. You gotta be friendly at first, but you don't do it with.
For context, we're
Okay.
talking about women right now. Just continue.
No, I was gonna say you gotta be friendly at first, but you can't do it in a way that seems that like you're trying to force anything. Like you would be friendly in the way that anybody would be friendly to someone that they don't know. Like, simple pleasantries or hey, how's your day going? But you don't try to go into a deep conversation with the person. And you certainly don't sit there like, you make it seem, especially if you're at work, you make it seem like you did that on the way of passing her, but you didn't stand in front of her face and just started going off about something. So
Yeah.
you just in those split moments that you get, you just say some kind words or something.
Yeah. I mean, anyways, I guess we'll get on to the actual topics before we go deep into our personal lives. But anyways, welcome back to the greatest colloquium captus in existence. I'm here with the man with a plan and the ultimate Nas fan, the electric jolt, EJ. And on my other side, I don't know if I did that right. Probably did. On my other side is the human calculator with the numerical nomenclature, Raytron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. And then me, Vanguard, the strongest man in the universe. He who guards the guardians. And who's feeling pretty tired today, so my voice isn't at its usual cadence. Well, anyways, how you guys been doing? What you guys been up to?
Nothing. Like, we got back, yesterday? Like, we were in Miami, like, together, all three of us. You were there. You remember? I don't think you remember.
Doesn't mean anything. I had a whole day. A lot of things happened.
What happened to you? Go on. What happened
to you? Should the stream, or is it too private? Should the stream be allowed to see some of those memories that were created?
I don't know what you're talking about. We had a very wholesome time in Miami. We
I
went on a speedboat tour. We sat in a hot tub. We had some friendly conversation with our fellow neighbors.
Women, I might add.
Our fellow neighbors. There are the residents in the accommodation we were staying at. We just had a nice conversation.
It's residents. Yeah.
We had some good food. We found a nice diner. Had some chats. Just normal stuff. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. I'm sleeping. Lots of sleeping. That's all.
I mean, all we drank was water, bro. All we drank was water. Nothing but water.
All we drank was a liquid.
Water. If it's liquid, it's water, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I told my coworkers about our time, how the fun we had, and then I told them about what I did, of course, because it was just like telling the guys. It was just like telling, you tell guys you smashed or whatever, and they're excited. Told them, and they were excited. They were living. It's vicariously, right?
Something like
that.
Living vicariously through me. They started looking at my Tinder account, because one of them's in a relationship, so she's like, I guess she's trying to experience Tinder through my account. She was like, "Yeah, you got to show me your Tinder so I can live through you." And then they started swiping.
So they want to be like guys. They want to have guys just like all over them.
Not all over them. They just wanted to see what it's like, what it was like on the other side, I guess. So I showed them, and then I told them. I was like, it was as simple as 1, 2, 3. I was like, it was surprisingly simple. And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I showed her the messages. Ricky, what are you trying to get into today? Into that jacuzzi with you, or anything with you, to be honest. All right, say less, and then bet, and then that was it. The deal was sealed. I was like, they move on fast forward in Miami. It's like they move at light speed.
If only everybody could just be as honest as some of them in Miami were. Just
half the people in Miami were from New York, though.
That girl was
facts.
That girl was not from New York.
It's like things would be much simpler in life if people just said what they wanted.
It's okay. Just be honest.
Yeah, just be honest.
Just be honest.
Like why all this trickery, all this deception? Like,
yeah, people want to play games. Games. It's like, I mean, a part of it though, I think it's because I was also not playing games. You know how you were on David's side? I was also just being straight to the point in these messages. I did the same thing with the one night I got a match from New York, And same thing, just got straight to the point. What are you trying to get into on Friday? I was just like, I'm not gonna waste any time. I was like,
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna say that, you can't be a gentleman and trying to be rude, but it's like sometimes there's no need to, prolong things and to
exactly. It's like
yeah.
it's a way of saying it without saying it. Like, what are you trying to get into? It's clear what I'm trying to say. So, you just put out the bait, see what happens. But oh, should we mention on stream when you hit the infinite Riz, your ultimate demon time?
Nah, I think we could keep that one in the tuck. Yeah, we can keep that one in the tuck. There's just certain stories that, what happens in Miami stays in Miami, right?
I will say this. I was telling my coworkers that story because I just thought it was so fucking funny. Because when he told me the way you looked at the person, just like just dead in her face, I kept thinking about that.
I'm telling you, bro, if you were there,
Yeah.
you would have lost him. Like, yeah.
I
Good job, but relax yourself.
I felt bad for Ray that he had to endure that, man. I feel bad for
No, it's
like
funny. It's funny. It means that you're growing in confidence because when you're willing to do the crazier things you're willing to do means that your confidence is getting higher and higher. Because back when I used to do that stuff all the time,
I don't even know. I guess that's confidence, but it's just more like I didn't give a fuck at that point. Like, it's
exactly.
just more like we just stopped caring,
Yeah. You gotta. Well, I mean, that's the secret: to stop caring, and then suddenly you can do it. But man, that shit was so funny.
But it wasn't like I was confident in the outcome. Like I wasn't. I don't know if I was confident that.
See, that's the misconception. You don't need to be confident in the outcome.
Yeah, we're touching on
know that it's gonna happen.
We're touching on
try.
We're touching on some of the themes here because we're supposed to be talking about like success and stuff, right? It's like you were outcome independent, You were focused on just putting in the work, showing up,
Yeah, 'cause my whole thing in life is like not to look back, like whether it was this trip or anything else, and be like, damn, like I'll constantly, like I was saying when we were there, like can't question my effort. Like the effort was there. If I don't get the result, it is what it is. But the effort, I could live with myself knowing that I did what I wanted to do. I put the effort forth. So
there's nothing like that feeling that I did what I wanted to do. But it's like in Meet the Robinsons. Keep moving forward, right? It's not keep pushing forward, whatever. Keep moving forward.
Keep moving.
Yeah, one foot in front of the other, But guess I'll move on to the topic. Enough of us divulging too much of our personal lives. Oh man, these other streamers though, these like streamer people, man, they be showing their whole personal lives. Too much, to be honest. Too much.
Their family, their kids, their grandma show up on the stream sometimes.
Fucking relationship history.
I know where they live, bro. I could send them fucking gifts for Christmas if I wanted to.
Yeah. I remember Logan Paul got in trouble for that. Like freaking telling he went to visit somebody and he like blurs out the address, kind of blurred out a little bit. But then people were saying that you could find it just by looking at the house. And they're right. If you were to just go through Google Maps, if you know the general vicinity.
So she's like, oh, wait, Logan, you just drove there? They live in the same city as you? All I got... Yeah. Like, you can narrow it down as like, if it's your friend Logan, you're not in the poor neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard. But anyways, today's topic.
Wait, did like the person he like went to visit, were they mad at him?
Yeah, I think it was Post Malone.
Post Malone. Oh, I would have been like, look, man. Even if we were like massive streamers, if I just like saw you live streaming as you walk up to my house, I'd be like, yo, bro, what the fuck is wrong?
I don't think he did it live, but he was recording, and I think Post Malone was like uncomfortable.
I'm just saying, like imagine you recorded your walk from your house to my house. I'd be like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Well, come on.
Yeah.
It's not even like I live in this super secret, secluded location, but it's like, come on, like don't make it too easy, bro.
Yeah. It's not like I start the video in your garage or something. Like I literally show the walk, show myself get on the bus,
like, yeah, I got on this bus. I could also take this train to this stop and then got a different, like you just explain the alternate routes and shit. He's like, yeah, and I'm only visiting him at this time because this is exactly when I was like, yo, bro, shut the fuck up.
You just watching that and you just change into your funeral clothes.
Nah, bro, I hit up a realtor. Like, yeah, I gotta move yesterday. Yeah, like in fact, like the all cash. right now, wherever, anywhere, please.
15 minutes. 15 minutes less.
Like,
But
it's already taking too long.
But yeah, today's idea is that work will set you free. Discipline will set you free. And I was thinking about this because I've been trying to explain this idea to people for a long time. That paradoxically, when you start to remove options from yourself, you get more freedom. It's like when you start living a more rigid and strict lifestyle, you start finding more freedom in terms of your life. And when people think you're going to receive less because you're living so stoically, but it's actually the opposite. What are you guys' takes on? What are your guys' takes on that?
I disagree with everything you say only because it's you. Yeah.
I disagree with you, but I don't say anything. Like I endure it. I endure it.
Ray be tired of seeing that shit from you. Like, yo, this man getting annoying.
Anyway, no, I agree to a certain extent, only because I know you about to take it to like several extremes, so I can't even say I agree with everything you say. I gotta hear everything you say first.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Does it taste salty when you have my balls in your mouth all the time?
See, this is why I can't talk to this man, bro. It's always something. It's always something, bro. It's always something.
Oh man, that was slam dunk. that was
good one.
That was a 3. I was Tyler.
I knew you were gonna do it too. I was like, that's why I said no.
Tyler Hero. That was me from the fucking game. Well, anyways, keep going. What was the point you were gonna make?
Nah, it's okay. EJ, do you agree?
So the question was about stoicism for the most part. Like
living a life of discipline will paradoxically give you more freedom as you are living very disciplined. Do you agree with that?
Will paradoxically give you more freedom. Can you use that in the sentence? Nah, I'm fucking with you.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's one of those questions that you can see both sides of it because, like, when you look at the word discipline, you know, it inherently it mentions sacrifice in the same breath. Like, you know, like when you do it, like by you being disciplined means you would have to put off something else. So, the person that is having to do this, having to be disciplined, it's their outlook on it. Do they feel like them being disciplined is going to result in future happiness for them? What is their reason? Do they feel like this is something that, even though it's going to bring them, you know, short-term unhappiness, there's long-term happiness to be gained. But you also have people that's disciplined that they don't really care to be, like, I don't know how to explain, like they don't feel any joy whatsoever, but it's just what they do. Like, you know, like they feel like they might have to keep a promise to someone, or they might have to live up to an expectation, but it's not really fulfillment for them. So it really depends on like the outlook of the person that is, you know, behaving in a disciplined manner. But for the most part, I mean, if I was to apply it to me, I would say that it's worth it in terms of you're sacrificing, but you're not really sacrificing. I feel like the sacrifice comes when you don't do what you're supposed to do. You put off what you're supposed to put off for short term. You know, like you want to make it to this party, or you want to like really be like really the sacrifice is your life. Pretty much, you're sacrificing your life. Like
it's a fucking blood sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're touching on a point I've been saying for a long time. If you don't choose your own pain, think of pain as in terms of like sacrifice or struggle. If you don't choose your own pain, pain will choose you. You know,
yeah.
like what if you're not choosing your struggles you did not account for will come into your life. They'll seep into your life because you're not working. You're not working towards anything. You know,
that's a fact.
Yeah, they'll seep into your life.
Every time I think everything's going well, my car just likes to remind me that I can't have a good life.
Yeah.
Yo, I will not drive that bitch, bro. I will not drive the car. I think everything's working out well. I'll wake up, start the car. It's like, oh, yo, your tire flat. I'm like, how, bro? How? Yo, bro, you were sitting in the driveway for 3 days. What do you mean your tire flat, bro? How?
Yeah, it's crazy how those things could just happen out of nowhere. Like one of my coworkers, she was talking to me about her boyfriend potentially wanting to get another job, and you're older than him now, but he was your age, right? Or he is the age you were before you became 25.
Way to make
So
me feel old. Go ahead.
yeah. So I was saying to her, I was like, I mean, you plan on staying with this guy for a long time, right? And she's like, yeah. I was like, you guys are going to be together and you're also trying to get your thing correct, right? I was like,
Yeah.
well, yeah. She's like, yeah. I was like, well, if you and him are both got your eyes fixed on that North Star and you're working mad hard, I was like, imagine how awesome your life will be in your 30s together. It's like, imagine the things you'll be able to afford and do. And like she started like you could see the gears turning in her head. I was like, if he wants to work himself to the bone in his 20s, let him do it. I was like, let him do it. And then when he reaches his 30s, he can sit back and relax. Well, not relax, but he can take it easy. He can take it a little
Nah. Why are you taking this position suddenly though? Because you were advising that
No.
that
No.
do that same thing for like a year or two. Now
Not
you're saying
the same
30s?
thing, bro.
This man, I'm gonna get. And she can't even get mad at me about this because I'm giving her boyfriend his flowers. Right? This man starts from the bottom at like some place, right? We'll say it's a dealership, some kind of dealership. Works his way into a good position, starts making like 100K a year, right? Based on the hard work he's doing, right? And then it's like he has a clear plan. You know what I mean? And it's like he's like doing things in a certain way. The thing that I thought was annoying about what you did was it's like the other job you went to get, it didn't seem to align with any path. That's why I was like, I don't understand why you did it. But ultimately, I was just like, whatever. Like ultimately, I'm gonna admit I just conceded. I was like, you know what?
But then you said, well, you know what? You're in your 20s, work yourself to the bone. But you didn't say work yourself to the bone in your 30s though. You just said do it for like a year and a half or 2 years.
Well, I mean, that was me. That was me being kind. I was like, just do as much as you can now. With him. I would advise he doesn't kill himself. But with you, I was gonna say just if you really because you were literally saying you were like you can't even sit there with the idle time. So that's why I was like, hey, work yourself crazy. And then because I was like my prediction was that you were gonna work yourself crazy, and then by the time you reach like 27, 26, you would be like, yeah, I can't do this shit no more. And you're like, let me relax for a little bit. That's what usually happens. That burnout hits you, and it hits you hard. It hits you hard. That's why it's good to like you can work hard, but you gotta like pace yourself. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go hit the ground running at super speed because then you'll light on fire. You know, you're just light on fire. Yeah. But I mean, but anyway, you could do it too if you want to work as hard as you can until you hit 30. It's more money, man, more money. But like, I just feel like a lot of the time people will work themselves for no reason, like just working hard to work hard, and it's like there's no clear plan. And I feel like that's when you could fuck up because I feel like when you're just doing something for the sake of doing it and you don't have a plan for it, you can end up just wasting a lot of your time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, you feel. Yeah, I was using out of your head.
But
you feel that way?
Yeah.
Look, man, you can do whatever you want. You're a grown ass man. I don't care.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's why. I was like, he's a grown man. I was like, he's doing what he got to do. That's what he wants to do. He's gonna do it. And I was like, also, he's not. It's not like what he's doing is inherently wrong. It's like it's better than what other people are doing. It's like other people wasting their lives away, like smoking weed and shit. I was like, at least he's doing something with himself.
It'd be different if I was out here smoking K2 in the street.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
A man could do what a man wants to do.
I wouldn't even be friends with you, homie. If that was like, you're just out there smoking K2 all the time. I'm like, okay.
So you will immediately just drop me off as a friend? You wouldn't try to get me some help, intervention, rehab? Drop the K2, no talk, nothing?
I would try very hard.
Oh, he's smoking K2. He's not a man I could be associated with.
Well, no, actually, the moment you started smoking K2, I would assume you lost your mind. I'd be like, there's no reasoning with this man.
Like, who is that? Because that's not the boy I knew. That's not the young man I was changing his diaper.
Oh, my God.
But seriously, relax yourself. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, it's like, I feel like my experience is when I'd be very disciplined. Like, for example, perfect example is like the whole your day starts the night before. when I was really living that way, it made my life so fucking simple and streamlined and easy. I would have just like so much free time. Like everything would be set up the day before, so I didn't have to be sitting there rushing or anything. I'd wake up and calmly, very calmly do the things I had to do, be able to meditate, be able to do whatever I wanted, and leave on time, get to work on time. And I mean, today was like that. I actually got up exactly at the time I wanted to, which is 3:45 a.m. And I was able to do almost everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Tried editing a video, but the fucking software, whatever I was using, fucking fucked up on me. So wasn't able to do that. But it just felt good to get up at the time I actually wanted to and be able to do that kind of stuff. And it's like that's one of the levels of freedom I think you're offered when you try to live disciplined. It's like you get this like your mental bandwidth gets freed up and your brain can think, can actually think. Like you can
like today I had a great morning, man. Like
yeah.
I was just on point, made it to work like 15 minutes early, had a bagel with cream cheese, as always, that's the standard. I got to, have I don't know, my morning routine. I had a cup of coffee too. Like I appreciate when you get up with a clear mind, you're not rushing out the door.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You get to really sit there and be like, all right, I'm gonna wear this shirt with this, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not responsible enough to lay my clothes out the night before, like, some people do, but
Yeah.
uh
Nice and relaxed. I mean, when I
yeah.
first started doing wait, were you gonna say something, Ray?
Yeah, I was gonna say I did not have a smooth morning. Bro, I woke up to my aunt calling me to do something, and I was like, "Why is
Oh,
it
see,
always?"
that happens. See, some people would ruin your fucking routine. That happens a
Yeah.
lot. That's why I be turning my phone on silent and shit, so people don't ruin my routine. But it's like the reason I even started trying real hard to do the day starts the night before thing was like I became obsessed with time management and trying to get back every second I could. And the night before thing allowed me to do that. Time that would be wasted doing things. I remember I was cutting down everything, bro. I would figure out the optimal time I could spend in the shower, like all sorts of crazy things. It got to a crazy level of me trying to figure out how to do things as fast and have as much time throughout the day as possible. Now I'm back to thinking that way, trying to manage my time as effectively as I can. Because, like, in something where you manage your time very effectively, and now you have more, like, you don't have less to worry about, and having less to worry about actually allows you to have, like, when you have those free moments, you're not burning time. It's like you can sit there for 30 minutes and chill because you've actually sat there and went down the agenda and did the things you had to do for the day. So you're not sitting there for 30 minutes like, damn, I should be doing that paper I was supposed to do. Because no, you did it before. So now you actually don't have to worry. And you just feel good. There's no anxiety, there's no worry.
Yeah, that's how I would feel when I would go out or do things. And I didn't take care of my responsibilities because I wouldn't be able to enjoy myself knowing that I still had, an errand to run or a paper to write or something that I was supposed to give my time to that I didn't. And now it's haunting me almost wherever else I go because that was like something on the priority list that wasn't taken care of. So you feel better, you sleep better when you know that you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. And even another good example is with money. When you sit there and save money and you're just saving it, when those things like Ray mentioned, where some bullshit leaps out of the fucking darkness, just leaps out of the shadows on you out of nowhere, you actually have the fucking leeway, you have the room, the wiggle room, the money to help fix it. Like it was like the difference between you being someone who's careful with your money and managing effectively. Like, let's say Ray walks into his area and the fucking roof just caved in on him, right? He's like, shit, now I got to fix that. But he actually has the money to do it because he's been living his life in a disciplined way, as opposed to the person who buys something, as a person who buys shit every 10 seconds and any given moment only has $5 in their bank.
I really just. No, I despise people who really only have like $0 in their bank account at any given moment. I'm like, yo, bro, what do you mean? What do you mean?
That'd be Vanguard, but he'd be tricking himself like that other account he stashed somewhere with a lot of
that's why I
M's.
couldn't really be mad at him when he said, "Oh, nah, I only have $5," because I knew that he just put all his money somewhere else, like in investments and shit. So it's not like he was broke. Like he was just broke.
He got to
That's
convince
fine.
himself that he is, so he don't spend like he got it.
Yeah,
So
that's
It
fine.
worked.
But like, there's
It
some
worked.
actual people who is like, yeah, I don't got it right now. I got you next week. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? How you had me last week? What are you talking about?
yeah.
Last week. That was like
You had me last.
I remember he was telling me he couldn't pay his phone bill. And remember, I sat there trying to do the mental arithmetic, the cold arithmetic of why he couldn't afford his phone bill. And I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't adding up. You know, it was just like I was like, yo, if he did this, it only cost this much. If he did this, it only cost that much.
Especially
I
if
was
you
like,
work in the same job, he was like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
split
yeah.
my phone bill.
That's what I was saying.
He's
I was
like,
like, why? What it is? I was like, because it's not like I could understand if he was telling me it's like when people be having those phone bills are like $100 a month. His wasn't
that's
like
it?
that.
$100 a month? That's it?
You know, more than that, but his wasn't like that. He actually got a deal. So that's why I was really trying to understand. I was like, how? But how?
I had a moment like that. But I didn't really know the guy too well.
Mhm.
But just I think I told you guys the story when I went to Atlantic City with my cousin, and the guy he was giving some guy that he's cool with a ride over there because he also was going to Atlantic City during the same time, and he had family that was already out there, but he just didn't have a ride. So when my cousin picked him up to give him a ride, uh, for anyone that doesn't know, from New York to Atlantic City, it's about maybe like 3 hours, 3.5 hour drive. Uh, so my cousin he had asked us in the car. He was like, "Hey, it's kind of a long drive. Like, do y'all mind chipping in for the gas on the way over?" And I don't have a problem with this, whatever. The other guy that he picked up did, his friend, because
Some friend.
he he didn't, maybe problem is the wrong word, but he just didn't have it. Like, he didn't have the money. Not that he had a problem with paying it. If he had the money, he'd probably pay it, but um, he just didn't have the money, and my cousin had that moment. Both of us did the mental arithmetic. Like, just the I don't even know this guy's job. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know anything about him. But what I do know is before I even have to know who you are, if somebody tells me that you're going to Atlantic City, a place where people spend money, they gamble, you know, where you have fun, even if you was going to Six Flags, if you don't have money for gas to get there, why are you in the car? Why are you in this car going there? Like, why are you heading to a place you don't have
Because
money?
he already
So
got
you
the
only
ticket, bro.
you
What was
only had
supposed to
a
do?
free
Waste
ticket.
it?
You get there, you can't even afford to buy yourself something to drink.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's
no,
just
you can't go to Six Flags without water money. That
You,
shit
you
gonna
turn
like,
kill you.
you turn back to him to see like I don't understand. Why'd you even come? What was I
like
supposed to say? Oh, you know.
like you really just met the bare minimum of it. Like, just I'm gonna pay for whatever it costs, the ticket or how much it's gonna cost for me to be there, but not have any other money? Like, what type of that's like, when we went to Miami, if we only have money for the flight and the Airbnb and we get there and we can't get no food, we can't get nothing to drink. We just like,
Yo,
nah, we got
bro,
everything else. Like,
we were running up bills in Miami. We weren't even doing
bills.
nothing, bro. We showed up
Bills.
and we were like, damn, I kind of want food. Look at Google. It's like, all right, if you want to walk an hour, you can go get a bite. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Uber gonna have to do.
That was the one thing when that girl came to the hotel room. I was like, I really hope this bitch don't try and ask me for no food or nothing. That was, I was thinking in my head. I was like, I don't want to buy her any food. I was like, but then she's the one. She actually offered me to buy me something. That was crazy. We went
But,
downstairs. I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
shows you got no honor, bro. No honor
but
at all.
yeah, to get back to the story real quick. This is the funniest part. So, like, Uh, I didn't say his reaction when he asked him that. His reaction was hilarious. He was like, "This is exactly this is exactly how it went." He was like, "Oh, I'm kind of popped right now." Yeah, like I'm kind of strapped. And then my cousin looked at him like he didn't want to violate, but he just looked at him slow motion, like, "Oh, you kind of strapped for cash?" Like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Like almost like not even like, not even like really like putting him down, but just baffled by it, like just so confused by it. He was just like
Yo, imagine you
how
pull up to
like
Vegas and he's like, yeah, I don't really got no gambling money. It's like, why are you here then? Like, what are you doing?
So yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're popped. Oh shit, you're popped." Damn. And then it was just quiet in the car for like a good 5 to 10 minutes as we dwelled on what he said. Like, wow.
Like you said, you're doing the arithmetic in your head. You're just like,
Yeah, it was just
he's like,
it was a moment of silence for a minute. He was like, "Yeah, this phone bill." I think he said like, forgot what his excuse was. He was like, "This phone bill is crazy right now. I just had to pay it off." Same thing as you were talking about, the damn phone bill.
it's like when
That's crazy.
they zoom into your heads. They see like a facility, all the computers are like smoking. There's like an alarm flashing red. They're like, no matter how many equations we put in, it's just not adding up. Like they're just fucking screaming and panicking. But
And I remember like after that happened, and me and my cousin talked about that situation later. He was like, he said something interesting. He was like, being broke is really a bad vibe. Like it being around. Oh no, he said being around somebody that's broke is a bad vibe, even if they're mad cool, bro. Like they could be the coolest person in the world, but if they broke, that just that just
Nah,
lessens how
I
that
feel
just
that,
lessens
bro.
how
I
yeah.
feel that, bro. Cause you be like, yeah, you want to get some food, and they be like, I don't got like that. So you sitting there hungry, and you're like, I don't feel like buying you food, but I want food, and it's like,
I don't want to see you. I don't want you to watch me eat. You know.
yeah, like
And that's why when you remember when years ago, not years ago, but a while ago, when you asked us that question about the guy who can't pay for his own bus pass, I was like, I don't really want to hang out with a guy like that because he's like it's just gonna be a messed up vibe because you're gonna always be thinking in your head, why can't he afford a bus pass? Every time you see him, you're gonna remember that he can't even afford a bus pass.
no, that ass that ass. Cause and like I said before, it's like if you are that bad with your financials, it's gonna leak over into your friendship.
Yeah, he's
So
just
yeah, it's like I feel like it's worse at this point in my life to hang out with somebody that's broke, even if they mad cool, as opposed to somebody
yeah,
that
it's
could be
easier.
annoying from time to time, but could hold their own when it comes to
Yeah.
going out and doing things.
Yeah,
It's
that
easier when
makes
you're
a lot.
younger because you broke too.
Yeah,
You
You're both
broke.
broke.
Even
You're
if you
both
got
broke.
that little $100 or $200, you broke, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you borrowing money
and
from your
when you were
parents.
young, you there were more free. There was more free things that you could do to have fun. Like there was just more enjoyable
see, I
stuff
don't even
when
think
you
there
were
was
young.
more free things to do to have fun. I think you were just more willing to do that random bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's also you
Cause
had your parents giving you money every once in a while.
every
You
once
know,
in a while, but I'm thinking about even the time when we all had $0. Like, what were we would just roam the streets because we had nothing else to
go to the
do.
mall.
Yeah, I mean, you
We
had
We didn't even
manhunt.
close that bitch, bro. We were just
Yeah, I'm
outside,
saying,
bro.
yeah, but we'd have enough money to go get like some Chinese food. You're
Yeah,
eating with each other.
but it was just kind of crazy.
Manhunt, freeze tag. Like you had the neighborhood games.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Go
Oh,
to
you talking
somebody's
about the
house.
back in the day? Back in the day, I was talking about
Yeah,
high
but
school.
That's free shit. That's
I mean,
free shit.
you can still kind of do that as an adult. It's just that when you're an adult, you want to do different things. But you can definitely go fucking buy a football at least and go play some football.
Nah,
You know,
bro. That's kind of expensive, bro. That's like $20, bro.
you can't buy a fucking soccer ball though. Apparently, that's impossible. No, actually, no. It's the football that was impossible. Actually, the soccer ball I found, I could not find no football. They did not exist. But I went looking for them. It's like they did. I was like, how is this possible? I was like, is this not America? I was like, where the
Well, I
football?
feel like you can find footballs in the Bronx because there's nowhere to fucking play football.
I guess because
But if
that could
you're in
not.
Brooklyn, you can just play football all the
No, but
time.
even in the city, we were in the city. Not one
Oh
store had a
yeah.
football.
Nah, you
I
can't
was like,
play
what's
football in
going
the
on?
city. What are you gonna do? Throw a ball
Yeah, but
through the
you bring
glass?
soccer balls so I could kick it in the street and get hit by a car.
Yeah,
I
they
was
have soccer fields out in Manhattan. You don't know about that shit.
I was crossing the street kicking that soccer ball. So all they did was make me risk my life. Like I wouldn't be able to throw the ball, throw a football and catch it again. You know. But anyways,
Maybe if you're good enough.
yeah, I have to run mad fast. Like, cause I'm saying, like, imagine you spare that shit and then you just run mad fast to go catch it.
Your name not
You'd
the
have,
Flash, bro. You ain't Barry Allen. Whack, bro. You gotta get better.
all right. So another thing I want to talk about is this idea that people seem to really think that being successful in something is just some shit you can just luck upon. Like you can just do the like people really don't seem to understand that even if you want to say there's a level of chance in being successful, obviously there are some qualities you must have, one, and you will have to be ready to take advantage of whatever chance or like luck is coming your way.
You know, ironically, and I'm only saying this ironically because it's currently the World Cup. There's manga called Blue Lock. he explained luck in a really great way for the kind of like situation, because like Blue Lock's about like training people to be really good at a sport, and like a lot of them, because they're like kids, they're like in like high school, they're like, yeah, they only got that shot because they were lucky, only got this because they're lucky, and like the trainer was like, yeah, but luck's a skill, bro. Like, you think any old person could have been so lucky to be in that spot? Like, if you want to be lucky, you got to put yourself in the position that you can be lucky, kind of. He explains it better, but it's just like, that was like the takeaway. So
yeah, there's that. And wait, keep going.
I was like, yeah, so like the main character, he just like starts thinking of like, all right, like how do I even get into the position where I can make a lucky shot, really?
Yeah. And are you not
nope,
done?
that's it.
Oh, because I was gonna say, because that's a perfect example. Because let's say you end up with that lucky shot or something. If you don't have the skills to actually utilize it, it doesn't matter. Like that luck, you're gonna miss your chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because look, perfect example. When hood people hit a lick, right? These niggas will get their hands on fucking $15,000 and will not have that shit 9 months later. They're back to being broke.
9 months?
Like,
less than that, bro.
Yeah, he's like, I don't understand. How did you do that? Like, I can't even understand. I can't even. How do you spend $15,000? How do you do that? I can't even envision.
Bills, bro. That's how I did it. I just paid so many bills, bro.
Huh? So basically, the real success is not reaching it, but maintaining it. That's the real success.
Yeah, maintaining it. Actually being able to capitalize on the moments that other people would miss out. Actually being able to see them to begin with. Like, you have to have a certain kind of vision, I think, to really capitalize on moments in front of you. Like it's like you have to be able to read a situation and that kind of thing.
Like I always talk about how lucky Long Beach was when 50 Cent shared one of his videos, and like that's how he blew up. That's like what he said. It was like, yeah, 50 Cent saw one of my videos, and then like he became Long Beach Griffey, right? And I was just like, yeah, imagine making a video that blew up and then not making any more videos.
Yeah, imagine you did some shit where you were just being lazy for like the next like 3 days, or because even 3 days probably could be enough for you shit to fizz out and nobody to care about you again.
Yeah.
Like even those 3 days could be enough, and you just sit there lazy for 3 days, and then boom, you're like, okay, let me hit the video because I got all those likes on the last one.
Or imagine that he made that one video that went popular and he had no other videos on his page. Because I feel like he blew up when he had other content for you to watch, so you can be like, "Oh, this guy's funny. Let me give him a follow."
Yeah,
you're not following after one video.
Yeah, people share his prior content.
Yeah, like they see the one that blew up, and they're like, "I'm gonna be the first one to find the next one." Like they just start sharing your shit, bro. But
or it doesn't even have to be like
more stuff. You just like.
It doesn't even have to be that they want to be the first one. They go to the page, they watch his first one, and then of course YouTube is going to show you some of his other stuff. You see the next one, you're like, oh, that one actually sounds kind of funny. Let me see what that one's like.
Yeah,
you click that one, and that one's also funny. Like, oh, good, this nigga's funny. Let me see.
Exactly. Like, you see a few videos, then you're like, because I don't think I've ever followed anybody after looking at one video. Like, if I'm about to like say, maybe I'll follow this. Nah, bro, I was watching them for like too long before I even gave subscribed.
Yeah,
I think I subscribed to them pretty fast. That's only because I was in a period where I was using YouTube very often. That's why. So whenever I found something funny, I'd be scared that I would lose it. So I'll subscribe to these to make sure I don't lose it.
I hope it don't take our audience that long to subscribe to us. God damn.
I mean, part of that's my fault because I did have my. It wasn't even like I was being lazy. I was like I did have things I had to do, but if there were moments in this channel's history that if I had capitalized and actually did what I was supposed to do, growth would have happened. And that's all I'm gonna say.
As long as you understand, it's your fault.
Yeah. Oh jeez, Rick. But yeah,
if you're gonna take the blame, I mean, might as well.
So I'm trying to be better about that now. But like you guys said, life when you're not doing things the correct way will sneak up on you. Like when I tried editing that fucking video and it didn't work, I'm just gonna have to pay for a video editor. And
hold that out. Hold that.
Yeah. I just have to accept
an editor by yourself too.
Jeez. But people really don't realize the idea that like success is a series of choices. Like it's a sum of like you are a sum of your choices. Like your life is a sum of the tiny little choices you made. This doesn't mean you have to make good choices like 100% of the time, and every choice you make has to be perfect. But it's like the good ones have to outweigh the bad ones, And it can't even be like a 50% thing. Like I feel like even if you make good choices 10% of the time and make like I guess it depends on the severity of the bad choice, but you make bad choices 5% of the time, I think even that can like kind of minimize the level of success in your life. But if it's something where like for every 3 bad choices, you make 10 good choices, your life's probably going to be in pretty good balance, Yeah. But nope. People just be making whatever choices they want, then they try to find a way to blame other people. Yeah. Or what they'll do is they'll make a series of terrible choices and then use the idea of luck to explain away why other people are being successful. Oh, they're just lucky. They just know the right people. Oh, it's just this. Oh, it's just that. It's always just something.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And like that's why like I guess part of the trap of like why people fall for so many of these gurus. Because like I remember I was watching a video and this guy was saying, as soon as somebody says to you, it's as simple as, or all you have to do is, this was Coach Greg. He said this, like all you have to do is, he was like, stop listening to them. They're about to tell you some bullshit. That's what he said. He's
Well, that's
like,
not wrong, bro. If you're like, you want to look like me, get shredded abs, all you gotta do is follow this one simple. Turn it off. Turn it off.
turn it off.
Turn it off, bro. Turn it off.
Very few things in life are super simple. I mean, if you break it down to its tiniest level, yes. But usually they're gonna tell you some stupid shit like, yeah, all you gotta do is eat this supplement and I don't know, and whatever. Eat some garbage supplement they made that doesn't do anything for
Bro,
you.
remember when apple cider vinegar was the thing? It's like all you need is this thing that's probably been in the back of your cabinet the whole time. Oh, apple cider vinegar. You put this in your thing, you'll lose all this weight. Which I was actually kind of shook that I went in my cabinet there was some apple cider vinegar. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck you would use this shit for. But maybe they got my mom. Maybe that's why she had it.
I think people use it for like cleaning sometimes. They use it for a lot of stuff. The apple cider vinegar. It has like many uses.
Bro, I never heard of that shit in my life. Yeah. And then everyone is used. This is the weight loss gift. Also, it's like if it sounds too good to be true. It's like wait. So this is just some magical thing that's gonna make people lose weight, and I'm gonna hear about it today, right now, at the time that I decided that I should lose some weight. Nah, that makes no sense, bro.
Yeah, that's where the skepticism comes in. The skepticism.
Just a little skepticism's healthy, just a little bit,
Yeah. I mean, even skepticism sometimes can make it that you're not able to take advantage of opportunities. Right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You want to know? Here, this is a time skepticism almost made me lose something. Right? I'm literally in the shower. Right? And I got a phone call, and it's from an unknown number, and I'm like, why would I take this? It's an unknown number. But I was like, you know what? Let me just see what it is. I call them. They're like, hey, you just won out a prize. I was like, what? I was about to hang the phone up. I'm sitting in the shower. Hey, you just won a prize. I was like, let me just let them talk. It was like, oh yeah, you entered the survey back in like February. It was snowing outside. But they were like, yeah, back in February, you did this thing. Can I get an address to send you your prize? And I was just like, this is fake as shit. This is fake as fuck, bro. They were like, you won this and $300. And I was like, I want both of that? Whatever. I was at college at the time, so I was like, you know what, here, have my school address. Who gives a fuck, right? What they gonna do? Send me mail? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, who cares? Turns out it was real. I actually did win $300. I won $300 in an Amazon Alexa, show. It's like another $300 product. So I was just...
Yeah, this man lucky, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
He's lucky. Apparently I filled out the survey. You wouldn't have filled out the survey.
Oh, yeah, I would not even done that.
I would have filled out the survey. I would not.
I actually remembered filling out this. After it came, I looked back in my email. I was like, holy shit, I did fill out this survey. I forgot.
Yeah.
It was actually a survey for a chance to fill out another survey to win that thing. So I guess I was kind of lucky.
Speaking on the skepticism about how you could lose opportunities, I remember in Seinfeld that happened to George, but he didn't really lose opportunity. But basically the whole episode was about how women fake it with orgasms, and sometimes, like for the most part, as a guy, you won't really know if she's faking it the whole time that you're doing it, and she can have you thinking you're doing a good job. So the woman that he's messing with in the episode, like he's got that because he had that conversation with Jerry. He's thinking that like yeah, we about to smash, but like I'm not gonna even enjoy it because she's gonna just say all these things and make me feel like the man, and I'm really not. And so like after they're done smashing, she's like she's like caressing him and like what and telling him all this affectionate things like, man, you rock my world, you the best, this and that. And then he's just like, can you stop? Like, come on, can you stop? Can you just stop? Like, well, what are we doing? Like, come on, it wasn't all that. Like, why are you doing this? And then she got, she felt embarrassed because she really did feel like, like, he went all in and gave her a hell of a time. Like, she really enjoyed herself.
A hell of a ride.
Yeah, a hell of a ride. So she just told him to get out. Like, she kicked him out the room and was like, get out. And like, she just felt embarrassed and like just huddled up under the blanket, like feeling like damn, like am I like when you enjoyed something that you weren't supposed to enjoy. It's like when somebody tells you a joke that you found funny, but like everybody else thought it was corny.
It
That's
wasn't funny, bro.
yeah,
See, that's what you gotta remember. You're living for yourself, bro. I want to tell you.
Imagine being that pessimistic and insecure that you can't even like damn.
Bro.
Like that's a sad existence, bro.
Yeah, it really is. Cause like honestly, if they faking it, that's their business, bro. That's their business, bro. That's on them. If you sitting there enjoying it,
I'm not gonna lie, like this is gonna get into TMI territory, right? But with that individual, right, that from the Miami trip,
man, you can't
they
stop talking about it, huh?
no. This is something funny. This is something funny that when they were being very like loud, right? And then they did what you just described, all that stuff. It was so good, and you killed that, you know. And I did briefly wonder. I was like, I wonder if she's it's like, is she? I was like, I don't know, but I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like
It doesn't matter, bro.
Yo, I hit her with the Owl Man. It doesn't matter. I mean, you don't know. You never saw that movie, did you, EJ? The audience didn't see it either.
you said Auto Man, right?
Owl Man. It's not a movie. Basically, to give you context, this nigga Owl Man is like some crazy nihilist. He tries to destroy the multiverse, and like Batman, kicks his ass. And Batman says something real cold to him, where he's like, "We both stared into the abyss, but the difference is you blinked." And then then Owl Man gets teleported to this random world, and like he's there, right? He's on this world. He looks at the bomb that's about to go off. The timer is literally going down and giving him the option to abort it. He could just abort that shit and find his way back to where to go kick Batman's ass, because he was kicking Batman's ass before this. But he looks, he smirks, and he goes, "It doesn't matter." And then he just lets himself blow up. And I was like,
Wow.
"What the fuck?"
What is the message of that movie?
Owl Man's a cold motherfucker. That's what the message is.
That's the message. Owl Man's a cold motherfucker. He smiled, bro. He smiled.
Like, I lived a good life.
Yeah, he was like, had a good run. He's like, it's just too much effort, bro.
Oh man, like that's what I was telling someone the story about when we were racing on the highway and the car slipped, and I was like, "Yo, when the car slipped, I was like, oh, I guess I'm dying now." like it wasn't even, it was like a matter of fact kind of thing. There was no time to even be scared or be worried. I was like, "Yes, we're just gonna die."
I won't lie, like I kind of had maybe not an exact similar reaction, but as it slipped, I was like, I got control again. Doesn't matter. It didn't happen.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, that idea that success, that skepticism can mess with that. Skepticism can be a huge roadblock if you're too skeptical. That's definitely true. But yeah, I just feel like success is a series of making the correct choices, just choosing,
setting up your own luck, bro.
Exactly. Being able to take advantage of those moments. Imagine
someone calls us right now with like this massive sponsorship deal, and it's like, all you gotta do is land on the moon. You won't be able to do that shit. You won't be able to get there. It's like, all you need to do is fly to the moon, saying our name on like the side of your rocket. And I was like,
If someone was like, "Oh, we'll give you this amount of money if you happen to have a YouTube channel with this much videos." And if you were making videos,
I would pump some videos out real quick.
Yeah. But if you were already making the videos, when that shit appears in your inbox, you're like, oh, okay. You just
Yeah,
click it.
like if it was like have 1,000 videos in 1 month and you have 0 videos, you'd be like, yeah, nah. It's like
Yeah.
have
But
a
if it was
thousand
like,
videos
oh,
and you have like 900, you'd be like, we making
no.
content.
Yeah. Or it doesn't even have to, it could be like if you have so like 400, you can crank out that extra real fast. If you
600 videos in a month, bro.
you could probably do it.
If
You could
if
probably, if
if
you
they're
were crazy.
TikToks, alright. But I was like, I was thinking like of our long, like hour long content. I was like, oh, what are you talking about, bro?
Definitely
Because like
not. Definitely not.
you can't make garbage videos.
No, 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 no.
You know what I just started thinking about? How speaking on the skepticism thing, I just started imagining like somebody that's super skeptical to the point where like they haven't experienced no type of joy in their life because they just doubt everything
That's
is
this man right
actually
here.
actually
That's this
gonna
man right
happen.
down there,
And
bro.
like when something good happens and then they finally like realize like, oh, okay, well, this is the one time where my suspicions were proven wrong. I feel like even in that moment, even though they realize that this is a good thing that's happening to them, they can't enjoy it because it was so much harder work for them to be convinced. Otherwise, it was like,
I
damn,
mean,
this took so much effort. God
I'm not
damn.
gonna lie. I'm pretty up there with my skepticism, and I do have those moments. Like when something will happen to me, I'll be trying to wonder. I'll be thinking in my head, but did it happen because of this? Was it because of this? I literally think like that. I'm like, oh, maybe you're just this kind of guy. It's like, or it could be this. It's like
There's
that.
further skepticism under the skepticism.
Yeah, there's that constant back and forth. Like that's what I was literally telling you. A video will come across me that verifies all these things that I agree with and believe, and my first thought will be, why am I seeing this video?
It's like, who
Who
sent me
stands to
this?
gain from showing me this? Who stands to gain from showing me this video? That'll be my first fucking thought. I can't even allow myself to watch things I agree with. Can't allow myself to agree with people who agree with me because like I've had a lot of experiences where someone will agree with me, but then I realize they agree for the wrong reasons. I'm like, oh, okay, this person's kind of stupid. They just happen to agree with me.
Make you
Like,
start
that's
wondering
what
if you stupid too.
Then you just go
yeah,
back to the same mood that you were in before, like, yeah, they're not someone I could like.
yeah. But yeah, I guess we can move on now. I wanted to do something a little, I guess, kind of fun, a little different. I wanted each of you to sell me the last thing you read. Yeah,
Oh, what's the last thing I read? Oh yeah, you were there when I was reading it actually.
yeah, yeah.
Shit. I don't think I just generally don't think you would care about this kind of story.
Watching fights, I know.
What? No, there was no fighting
Reading
in
fights,
it.
Reading fights. I say watching, but reading fights.
yeah,
Not
reading
even
fights.
fighting it. Last thing I read was it was Catwoman Lost City. Yeah, it's Catwoman Lost City. It's about an older Catwoman, but it's not one of those stories where it's like, I'm old, but I can still do bad. Oh, no, it was one of those stories. It was actually a pretty introspective look at how Gotham would be in 10 years. Like, Batman's gone, all the villains are older, like all the ones you know are older. There's like newer villains, right? What's going on in the city? So, damn, I kind of don't want to spoil it though. Huh? How do I say this without
You don't have
spoiling
to
it?
spoil it. You don't
Yeah,
have
I
to.
know, but you usually gotta give some more thought into like what counts as a spoiler when you do this thing. All right, so it's like, so Catwoman, so Batman's gone. Like that's not a spoiler. You know that in the very beginning of the thing. Batman's gone, and Catwoman has to live with that. As most people know, Catwoman and Batman have a thing going on. They're kind of like, oddly enough, they're the most healthy relationship that Batman has in his life.
But
But
it was Silver Kincaid.
huh?
Oh no, actually no, not her. Sorry, I'm thinking of someone else.
So so she has to live with like in a world without Batman. You know, something like they probably thought about is like when they're like retired, they probably thought they were gonna get married to each other, but now she has to like live this life. She just got out of Blackgate prison. She was in there for 10 years, so she doesn't know about how the city has changed. So she has to like go through life. She goes to her old apartment. She notices it's still there. She has to like interact with the other old villains, all to find out this one thing Batman said to her. He told her to take him somewhere, and like in his like final words, he's like, "Take me to Orpheus." So she's like figuring out what that is, and along the path to that, she interacts with all her old, the Rogues Gallery of Batman, the Penguin, Riddler, Ivy, the Joker, just a bunch of people. And through those interactions, you get to see more and more of how the city's changed. Barbara is running for mayor. Like she talks to Barbara because Catwoman had a good relationship with Batman. So eventually, all the wards got to know Catwoman in some capacity, right? So talking to Batman, talking to Oracle. So many names. She's talking to Oracle. They're chatting about the past. You get to see Oracle's life and how that's going. It's a pretty interesting book in my opinion, because like you're just basically watching Gotham in 10 years, and I don't even think it's like a shit version of Gotham. I thought it was pretty good actually. Um, yeah, I can't really tell you what it's like because that would be a spoiler. You don't know what it's like until you start reading it.
All right, let's move on before you spoil it then.
Yeah, no, I was like, I just want to keep talking about it because I generally enjoyed it, but I still don't think it's something you'd enjoy because I don't know. There was not like
Why?
a over why because Vanguard's too smart for his own good. It's not even like I didn't predict where the story was going, right? Like it's not like I didn't see the path that they were leading down. But I know when he reads shit like that, he just gets bored. It's just like he's just like he's waiting to get to the end of it now because he's like he just wants them to confirm all of the ideas in his head instead of just like enjoying the path to get there kind of thing.
Probably. Yeah. Unless it's a movie, it's easier for me to, because I feel like a book takes so much more mental energy and stuff. I
Yeah, no
don't want to.
movies you just turn your brain off. It's like
Yeah.
oh yeah, there it is. You just
No.
Yeah.
But what about you, EJ? What was the last thing? Tell it to us.
Last thing I read. It was I don't remember the name, like the exact title, but it was a book that it was a memoir um, that my teacher had written, and I purchased it online. Um, my high school history teacher, and the reason why I mean I don't normally buy any books from teachers that I had in the past, but I bought his book because he was actually probably my favorite teacher still to this day that I've ever had. And the year that he taught my class was his last year. Um, and he would tell us about uh, not just, history, U.S. history, but just him growing up and different periods in American history that he lived through and seen. He told us how he went to Woodstock. And he was a cool guy. I mean, I'm saying it like he's dead. He's still alive, but um,
A hell of a guy.
so I wanted to read the memoir that he written because it was about his teaching experience, about all the years that he's been teaching, some of the hurdles that he ran into, uh, what is it like, other advice that he would have for somebody that wants to be a teacher. And I haven't read a lot of it, but um, what so far what I was reading was that he said that one of the main problems he ran into with teaching was that you have the administrators of like the top tier positions within education, like the superintendent, um you know uh even like the principals, like just higher upper level staff that teachers have to cater to, and that the some of the rules that they implement and have in place, they go against you know what a teacher is trying to accomplish in the classroom, and they don't always know exactly, like they're detached, like they never spend too much time ever being in those classrooms and knowing what the day-to-day is like, but yet they have all these rules in place, these budget restrictions. It was so many layers to that, to that subject, but basically in a nutshell, he was trying to say that, like, teachers should have more power in some of the things that go on within the school in terms of like the rules that's created, um, because they're the ones living in it. They're the ones teaching these kids. They're the ones involved in the day to day, but yet they're out of out of the staff in education. They don't have as much say. Um, so I thought that was insightful because I never thought about that. I never, we always talk about how certain schools are underfunded and stuff like that, but um, from him giving that insider track into what it's like, and also him sharing some of those stories is interesting to me. So I'm gonna continue reading it and see where he goes. But that's what I've been reading lately.
Yeah. It does sound interesting. One of our teachers wrote a book once. That was cool to read too, a comic book. But the last book I read was actually a reread. Like I was rereading a book, and it's a I guess it's Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, right? And it's a very interesting book. Like you hear a lot of people say a lot of shit about Jordan Peterson, but if you like actually read his material, it's like you realize that he's not saying anything particularly crazy. Like a lot of things he says is like common sense, but people are so obsessed with finding the ultimate answer, they will look over those very obvious things. Like, his classic thing is like, before you change the world, clean your room. It's like he's like, focus on the things in your personal life and get those things in order before you think you can fly around fixing other people's lives and shit like that. Um, yeah, it's been a very interesting book. Because I already read it, but I'm like rereading it. It's helping me get things back in like back my priorities back in order, like things that I care about. And then yeah, so I've been having a good time reading that book. That's the last thing I read. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, guess I'll end the show here. I just wanted to see what everyone was reading. So yeah, get the fuck out.
Wait, what are you reading next?
Oh, me?
Anyone?
Um,
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know. I have this habit where I'll be switching between books. So I'm gonna try to finish this book. I have it right here. What's the name of it? Want to give it some light of day. Right Time, Right Places, One Teacher School Reform Journey. So right here by Bill Johnson. It's the name of my high school teacher.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, I'm trying to finish reading it all the way through, but I have so many books in my room that just is really sometimes based off of the mood that I'm in, I might want to switch genres or read something that is just more like that I'm more drawn to that specific day. But I'll try to finish that book, um, when I have the time.
I'm probably
Yeah, the
gonna
next
read
thing
the. Oh,
I
go
go
ahead.
for it. I was gonna say the next thing I'm gonna read is probably there's a book that I never finished called Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow, and it's all about the little like heuristics and the mental mistakes we'll make, like how easy it is to convince people of things that don't make any sense, and how our brain will do these little tricks on us in order to make our life simpler. And it was a very good book. I was really enjoying it, but I just never finished it. Yeah, and that's the last thing I'm gonna read.
Hmm.
Well, not the last thing, but like.
You said it was like, wait, the last thing I'm ever gonna read. I was like, you need a hug, bro.
I just like I'm
I'm
never
done
reading.
with this. I'm done with this reading shit.
I'm done. Books are lame.
Put me on to the movie. When's the movie coming out?
I'm probably gonna read the Last Ronin. Um, I like reading the shorter comic book series. You know, the ones also, especially if they don't have like a fucking super overarching tie into some event, right? So it's a one off where Michelangelo is it Michael? I don't wanna. There's only one turtle left, and you're gonna find out why throughout the story. You're gonna find out what his last mission is. That's really it,
You spoiled it, right? You know that the when you
bro.
read,
At this point, it's like how old is it? It's super old, bro.
yeah. I mean, the point of the story, as people are reading it, is that they're not supposed to know which turtle it
Oh,
is.
I don't
That's the
know.
last.
I found out, and then honestly, reading the first few pages, I was like, oh yeah, no, it makes sense. So
But yeah, anyways, that's one of the things you got to do in this life. You gotta read things. You gotta consume things. And I feel like you have to read. The reason why I feel like reading is necessary, and I was gonna say, and I feel like you don't even
You
have
have
to.
to read. It doesn't have to be books per se.
Yeah,
But you have to
nah,
I feel
read.
like
I'm just busting his balls, bro.
your brain has to exert some kind of effort as you're consuming this knowledge. Like when you're reading something, you're more likely to turn it over in your head, right? I do. You can do that with like things right in front of you too, but it's more easy to consume something that
You
you're just
can't do
staring
that.
at on screen. Um,
I feel
but
like
like,
if
come on,
you are doing that when you're watching stuff, like I pause stuff a lot because I really like a character will say something cold. I'm like, wait. Does that mean you start thinking about shit and then you're like, all right, let's see what the story says. I feel like it's different, but if you really just like brain off, just it doesn't. It's not the same. It's not the
yeah,
same at all.
Yeah, you gotta reread. Certain because you might not fully grasp that moment or what is trying to be highlighted there. So rereading to really dissect that information, um, or that excerpt or whatever it is.
Yeah.
to really understand. I mean, sometimes you just didn't really understand it, but then sometimes there's a deeper level of understanding as well.
Yeah. So I feel like like reading is a necessary part of life. It helps your brain do a little like mental task, a very easy mental task. So I think everyone should be reading. It's part of the
Wait,
growth.
wait, hold on. I just thought of something. You know what I can't read at all?
What?
That headline.
No, no. All right, that was garbage, bro. That was trash. Yeah, no, we ending this. We gonna get the fuck out of here
Anyways,
before EJ say some more stupid shit like.
on
Oh
that
my
note,
god.
on that note, catch you
That's right.
stay back,
Yo,
please.
I'll
Stay
catch
back,
y'all later, bro.
Vanguard out.